You can still buy a house with gold in Vietnam. Vietnam may be one of the most fastest growing economy in the world, but it is still in the dark age when cannot catch up. The global change towards the cashless transaction. To understand the reason why, let's follow Mr. Chen Văn Nhân. A customer recently paid his two-bedroom apartment in Hanoi with gold and cash. Mr. Nhân, a shop owner who is 48 years old, said about his 138,000 USD apartment. We paid almost a half in gold and the rest in cash. The reason is because we and old owner don't want to have the bank transaction. We are used to buying some things in cash and gold. Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng is trying to rock the Vietnamese people in the digital payment era, reduce the circulation of US dollars in the country, and enhance the strength of domestic currency. This also means introducing to the Vietnamese people a range of credit cards, bank transfer, and digital payment system rather than carrying a lot of cash and gold for purchase. Besides the cost of printing banknotes and the need for more transparent payment records in order to reduce the tax evasion and money laundering, it's more increasingly difficult when the 237 billion USD economy continue to expand dramatically. According to the government, the load of work of authorities is also reduced. Thus, 31% of Vietnamese adults have the bank account, and more than 95% of payments are made with gold and cash. Mr. Nguyễn Tri Hiệu, an economist and advisor to Central Citizen Bank, said, "Transaction with gold and cash is a part of culture that is holding Vietnam back." The government realized that in order to integrate Vietnam into the economic into global economic, its cash-based economy has to be changed. The government has been having a top priority for modernizing the payment in the country. The Prime Minister is directing the central bank the banks reduce the cash transaction less than 10% by the year of 2020. E-commerce is also pushed at shopping mall and supermarket in the big city. The government also want to have at least 70% of people who is over 13 years old have a bank account. This year, Prime Minister Phuc also ordered dramatically the central bank convince more people use the digital payment system such as QR codes. A new regulation in January also mandated the providers of public services from hospital to school stop accepting cash by December. Although South Korea draw a valuable lesson when developed the credit card so quickly. In early 2000s, there is a lot of card holders have the massive debt. In 2004, about 1 in 13 of 48 million South Koreans has a debt over 3 months. 2/3 of them are defaulters. Payment revolution. Unlike China, the biggest market for mobile payment in the world. Most of 97 million Vietnamese purchase with gold and cash, from the grocery to the luxury things like automobiles. Weekly, shop owners have to bring a sack of Vietnam đồng to the bank like Santas on motorbikes. Vietnam is ready for a payment revolution. Young population means knowledge of technology. 70% of people have smartphones, and they are easy to access to digital payment system that's provided by local enterprise. In Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, sedan Mercedes-Benz hustle with motorbike Honda on the narrow street. In urban area, there is a lot of building cranes on the sky when the luxury towers and high office buildings rise up from congested streets. In an economy with many newly millionaires and billionaires, the middle class, who usually send their children abroad for school, develop dramatically. According to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, Amazon, Alibaba, and other global e-commerce groups has set up the operation in Vietnam. The market have the e-commerce value at $8 million in 2018, doubling from 3 years ago when a third of population shopped online. However, most of digital payments are made in cash. Experience the inflation of double digits that peaked at 28.3% in August 2018. There is a lot of Vietnamese who want saving in cash and gold for safety. According to economist Hill, it's estimated that Vietnamese people is holding 400 tons of gold. He said that people are still holding gold. I have a lot of friends with gold at their home. Meanwhile, according to Standard Chartered PLC, the 4.1% of people have credit card. Mrs. Nguyễn Thu Hương, who is 44 years old and working at the closest shop at the Central Financial District in Ho Chi Minh City, said, about 70% of customers pay cash, and I feel more comfortable when taking cash rather than digital payment. The government is trying to convince more people use credit cards, but tell the truth, I think it takes a long time for them to become more popular. That Vietnam don't have the power to move to modern payment, making its economy back. The small and medium enterprise cannot approach the loans because it's impossible to verify the revenue in this Korean financial institution. Mr. Hill said they have the cash book to show to tax authorities. However, the bank cannot confirm their accuracy. Economic reform. Some decades ago, because of difficulty, Vietnam started transforming to capitalist society. That Politburo launched the Dome reform, open to the communist country a market-oriented economy, because the government is expecting growth GDP product increase at least 6.8% this year. So its rapid growth will outpace its ability for modernizing economy. Mr. Awalit Alatabani, a head financial specialist at the World Bank in Vietnam, said, the authority still don't give the necessary framework for using widely the mobile payment system or establishing the representative agents for banks in rural areas that lack bank services. According to the government website, the Prime Minister is hoping the central bank will submit early a proposal for regulating